All right, so today we are getting into this. We are talking about how do you act as if you are chosen, as if you are good enough, as if you are this fucking high self concept magnet in love, especially when you don't know this about yourself yet, when it isn't a fact for you yet. I get this question all the time, and I'm going to tell you exactly what to do in behaviors that support the new mental diet that you are reprogramming your mindset with to know you are fucking incredible. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. Hey everyone, my name is Kim Velez and I'm here to help you level the fuck up and get everything that you desire in your life. We got one shot at this life. Let's stop playing fucking small. Let's go after what it is that we want. So you are your only roadblock to preventing you from getting everything, including your dope ass dream life. So kind of following up on the video that I did last week, I wanted to talk about inspired action, or really looking at behaviors and actions that support the new version of you, that support the new mindset, the new level up concept when you're changing your self concept in love. Because usually, I'm making sure my mic's on. I can see the color there. Usually, when we have a shitty self concept in love, and I know this because that used to be me, that's why I dedicated my life to doing this work and teaching everyone I know the fucking answer, because you are your only answer. But usually, what we do with the poor self concept in love is we accept breadcrumbs. We chase love, right? We send fucking paragraph text and we're feeling needy and insecure and desperate. And so we need to reach out to get that validation outside of us because we don't have the validation from within. And without knowing that someone's still there, without knowing that someone, isn't reassuring us of we're special and we're chosen and we're wanted and we matter to them, then we don't know these things as truth for ourselves. So I used to be her, so I totally get it. So we chase love, we send those paragraph texts, we're feeling needy, we're feeling desperate, we're feeling insecure, we're the ones planning all the dates, we're the ones that are hitting up the person, we're settling, we might settle for shitty versions of people, toxic versions of people, we're settling for breadcrumbs, for very low effort in somebody giving into the connection with you. You're settling for them not giving hardly anything. Maybe sex is all they're giving and you're okay with that. Even though you really want more, even though you deserve more, you're settling because of your lack of worth and value in this area of your life. And we also settle in ways of boundaries, giving too much. I used to be a big culprit myself when it came to this, where I would overgive. It was almost like when I would be, in a relationship with someone, I almost mothered them in a way. It was weird. It was like I didn't know how else to kind of love them because I didn't have the love for myself in the relationship. So it was almost like I had to take care of them. And it really stemmed from fear of not being needed or not being wanted. So I was trying to make myself valuable in ways that made it where they would want me and need me. It was so fucked up, but that's how the mindset works when you have a shitty self-concept in love. So we do a lot of things where we overgive and we receive hardly anything back. We over prioritize the person rather than ourselves. A lot of women and men are famous for when they have low self-concept and love, they blow off plans with their friends when their person hits them up at the last minute. I never personally did that, but what I would do sometimes way back when I had shitty self-concept is I could remember where I would hold off on making plans. So I would wait almost till the 11th hour to make plans with my friends, hoping and, oh my God, I hope this person texts me and makes plans with me. So that way because I wouldn't break the plans with my friends that I didn't have that issue, right? I'd be able to say yes. No, we don't fucking do that anymore. But that is what I used to do. These are just personal examples, things I know from my own self, but also because I have been a therapist and I've worked with, thousands of people that have poor self-concept, as well as when I moved into the coaching space, really that became my niche, and really understanding and working with tens of thousands of you guys and getting the feedback every day. These are common denominators, common threads among people with low self-concept and love. They would pick partners that really devalue themselves. A lot of the partners people will pick when they have low self-concept and love are versions of people who are really unhealed and really don't love themselves either. And then we look like fucking bewildered, right? Like fucking deer eyes and headlights or whatever, where it's like, oh my God, I can't believe that this person, can't love me and respect me and value me when they don't fucking love and respect and value themselves, because we manifest in versions of people who are going to match who the fuck we are. So if I didn't love and respect and value me in this area of my life, you better believe I'm going to manifest in a person who is the same way with themselves typically, because first of all, I would not be attracted when I had low self-concept to a healthy man. There was no way I would find that attractive. It did not fit with me. So if I came across a man who actually was healed, I was turned off. At some point, I would get turned off, and because it didn't match who I was. Also, they wouldn't want to be with someone who's unhealed. A healed man in that area who has a high self-concept and love, he can be successful in all other areas of their life, but they can still suck in love. They will attract and manifest in partners and be with people who got a lot of fucking issues because they haven't really healed in that area of their lives themselves. There's a story, again, with poor self-concept and love, that this is all that I can get. There's some kind of safety in them dating and being around people who are hot fucking messes, basically. So when we're understanding that is what happens when we have a poor self-concept and love, which is why relationships feel hard, which is why we always feel insecure, which is why the things don't change in the relationships and we manifest in pattern after pattern. Doesn't matter if you change out partners and faces, it's the same fucking experience on some level over and over again. So when we start reprogramming our mind, now you all know this if you watch me, because I've been telling you the truth since day one, and I give you exactly what the fuck to do so you actually get long-lasting, forever, sustainable results, is working on you. That's the fucking key to everything. So when we start reprogramming the mind, you don't believe the new story because it's not your truth yet, right? That's what the reprogramming is. You reprogram your mind until you know it is truth. So in the beginning, when you don't know that you're fucking worthy, when you don't know that you're fucking special and you're chosen and you matter, and you don't know that what you desire is inevitable for you, you're reprogramming your mind mentally. You want to follow through with actions in the 3D that support that high level version of you. So someone who has a high self-concept and love, they're not going to entertain versions of people who are unhealed. Even if they manifest that in, they will manifest it right the fuck back out, because they're like, no, thank you, babe, not for me. And they know they deserve better. They're not going to settle for crumbs. They're not going to date versions of people that aren't what it is that they desire. They're lacking hugely in some main area for themselves, because they know they can get better. They know they deserve better. They know it's inevitable. They don't chase love. They receive love. They accept love. They don't try to force it and manipulate it. They're not seeking validation. They're not, feeling insecure dominantly. Like, you're literally a different version of you. And let me tell you, on the other side of this, it's fucking freeing. It is the game changer. So in that process, you set those boundaries and actions that support that. So that would look like if an SP or somebody new is hitting you up for a booty call and it's not what you desire, you say, no, thank you, babe, as you're working on reprogramming your mindset. You don't engage in what you used to engage in when you had shitty self-concept. It's the same way with anything. If your old self-concept was a smoker or a heavy fucking drinker, and you're deciding now, I'm going to be someone who does not smoke, right? I'm smoke-free, I'm healthy, that's not appealing to me. Well, then you don't sit there and smoke fucking cigarettes. You're not going to do the same behavior you did if you're changing your identity. And you're not going to sit there and drink heavily if you're somebody who's choosing to be someone who doesn't drink, or someone who drinks on a fucking occasion compared to daily, or whatever that heavy drinking label was for you personally. So it's the same thing in your relationships. You're not going to be a people pleaser. You're not going to overgive. You're going to recognize what's coming up in you when you're being triggered, and your default mechanism, your default coping mechanism of how you dealt with the insecurity, how you dealt with the fear, how you dealt with the loneliness, the neediness from having a poor self-concept, was all these behaviors. So now we're replacing the behaviors with ones that support the new you. And you're still going to feel anxious, you're still going to feel insecure, you're still going to feel unchosen, you're still going to feel not good enough, et cetera, but you still do the behaviors that support. If you really had a high self-concept and love and knew your worth and value, would you tolerate this? And the answer is no, you wouldn't. So then you don't. So you're going to say no to things you didn't say no to before. You're going to look at red flags if you're dating and manifesting new people. If they're still coming in shitty versions, you don't deal with it. You don't engage with it. You don't sit there and wait for them to change. In your mind, I deserve better. You don't deal with that version of anyone in your 3D reality. You release those old story versions in your 3D and you focus on what it is you want, knowing they'll rise to the occasion and somebody else will too. And I'll be the one choosing what it is that I desire, but I'm not choosing a low level version of anyone or anything. And then you really look at, you're also going to be doing things different where you're not going to be the one who's dominantly texting. You're not going to be the one who's constantly chasing. It's about changing you. So everything you did when you had low self-concept before in love, you're basically going to flip it and do the fucking opposite. And you got to really work through your anxiety. You're going to have to learn how to go within and reprogram your triggers and find different ways to cope and deal with feeling insecure rather than doing what you did in the past that just allowed you to hurry up and get out of that uncomfortability of feeling not good enough. Like when we, randomly text someone that's blown us off a million times and then we feel better once we get the text back from them like, oh, look, they're still there, right? No, we're not doing that anymore. If you have high self-concept, you don't act that way. That's not who you are. You wouldn't even the thought wouldn't even come into your mind. There would be no desire, there would be no impulse, there would be no reaction in you to want to do that. So you're still going to feel that insecurity, so you replace the action with a better one. So an example would be, instead of chasing, you jump on the floor and you fucking do jumping jacks, push-ups, you take a cold ice cube, put it in your hand to get you out of that anxiety. You sit with your journal, you fucking script your self-concept and go over it 100 million times until you feel better. You listen to guided meditations. Do all of the above. This is literally what I did. You just keep creating new behaviors and habits that support the new version of you until it becomes natural. It feels weird in the beginning, which is why you have to force the action on you to do something different, because it doesn't come natural to you, because you've trained yourself, when I feel insecure, when I feel not good enough, when I don't feel chosen, this is what I do. And you've done that so many times that it's like second nature. So now you're interrupting it as you're changing your mindset. Don't forget, you have changed your mindset. That's the most important. But you're allowing the behaviors to get programmed in you too, that this is what we do when we feel insecure. And you're training yourself to do something different until that becomes second nature for you. So this is what you do to start being the version of you that knows they're worthy and deserving of what it is that they desire and love. And by the way, this can go across the board with anything in your life. And I hope this helped you. Make sure you get my freebies below, my new workbook about cut the shit, why successful women fail in love. I just created this. It's phenomenal. It's my own personal process that I did every fucking day that not only has helped transform me, has helped tens of thousands of other women because I've taught it to them and I get the feedback from them. And I also have, manifest your future self, your blueprint of how you change your whole self-concept and manifest your dream life. So those are below, and I'll see you soon. Bye.